On this channel, we talk a lot about what not to do before bed. Don't consume caffeine, don't use electronics, don't miss your bedtime. And we need to be aware of what can prevent us from falling asleep or achieving quality sleep. But so far, I've only given recommendations from a negative perspective. That is, I've only said what we shouldn't do. Instead, let's take a positive approach and say what we should do before bed. It's no fun feeling restricted, and there are many activities we can do before bed that help us wind down. So today I'm going over the top 7 relaxing activities to do before bed. Hey everyone, my name is Matthew, and welcome to Calm Insomniac, where we're a community of people trying to get a better night's sleep. If you enjoy learning about sleep health, sleep tips, and relaxing classical music, then please subscribe with notifications on, and if you enjoy this video, please give it a like as it greatly helps out the channel. Before we get into the specific activities, we need to address what can make an activity relaxing before bed, and there are a few key factors that we need to consider. First, these activities should be relatively passive. This means our body and mind require minimal activity. Any activity which is too active or stimulating defeats the purpose of trying to relax before bed. Ideally, we want to remain in the same place for the duration of the activity, and many of the activities we will discuss are seated activities, so this shouldn't be a problem. Second, do not do these activities in your bedroom. We've discussed this several times before, but our bedroom is only for sleep. We don't want to associate any other activities with our bedroom other than sleep. And even though these activities are relaxing, we're still awake for them. For example, if you read in bed, your mind will begin to associate your bed with both reading and sleep. This could create an internal conflict that could prevent you from falling asleep quickly. Third, we want these activities to be easy to stop. If these activities succeed in making us feel sleepy, then we want to get into bed as soon as possible. So reading is great because as soon as you're tired, you just close the book. Any activity that requires too much effort to put something away or clean up could pull us out of our relaxed state. Finally, it should be an activity that you actually enjoy. If you do an activity you enjoy, this will keep you in a happier mood, and that makes it easier for you to feel relaxed. Don't do an activity you don't like because that will just bother and annoy you, and that certainly prevents you from feeling relaxed. And make sure that it's an activity that you enjoy, but that isn't too exciting. So if you do something you truly love, this could keep you too excited and too engaged, and that could also prevent you from feeling relaxed. So with those considerations out of the way, in no particular order, let's discuss the top 7 relaxing activities to do before bed. Our first relaxing activity is to read a book. This is arguably what most people think of when they think of a relaxing bedtime activity. Reading is a great way to lower your heart rate while being healthy for you mentally. Find a comfortable place in your house other than your bedroom and read for at least half an hour. But there are a few things that we should consider about reading. First, make sure you read something you enjoy. It doesn't really matter what you read. It can be fiction or non-fiction so long as you enjoy it. And it doesn't even have to be a book. Read a comic book or a magazine if you want to. Next, stay away from reading anything that can cause strong emotions. This doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy what you're reading, but anything that elicits strong emotions can prevent you from falling asleep. So stay away from reading things like thriller novels, news articles, or anything else that can give you really strong emotions, either positively or negatively. Additionally, this might not be the time to try tackling classic literature or anything else that requires a lot of your attention and analysis. Classic literature is great, but there are a lot of subtleties in the text and nuances in the language which require a lot of our attention. Now, this doesn't mean you shouldn't pay attention to the text of whatever you're reading, but anything that requires tons of brain power isn't great right before bed. So this might not be the time to try reading Shakespeare or Tolstoy. And finally, read with just enough light so that you can read without straining your eyes. By reading in a dim environment, this will hopefully keep your circadian rhythm in balance and will get you ready for sleep once you do get into bed. Our next activity is to listen to music. Now, this should come as no surprise since we talk a lot about relaxing music, particularly relaxing classical music, here on this channel. Regardless of which music genre you listen to, you want to listen to music that has a consistent, calm tempo of between 60 to 80 beats per minute. This tempo matches our natural resting heart rate, and music has been shown to influence our heart rate. So if we listen to slower music, this should help slow our heart rate down, and we want our heart rate to be slower as we prepare for bed. Also, consider listening to music with no text or lyrics. Now, this is just a suggestion, but music with text adds a layer of complexity for our brain that we don't necessarily need when we're trying to relax before bed. And I'd also recommend listening to the music with external speakers and not headphones or earbuds. This is generally healthier for our ears, and we hopefully won't listen to the music too loudly. Finally, listening to music can be combined with many of the other activities on this list, though definitely not while you're reading. The great thing about that is you can create a complete relaxing environment for you, and this can even further help you get ready for bed. If you want to learn more about how music can help us relax, then check out this playlist right over here, where I discuss not only how music can help us relax, but I have a curated playlist of classical music that you might enjoy. Our third relaxing activity is to meditate or pray. Meditation and prayer are fantastic ways to relax before bed, and both are spiritually beneficial and healthy for both our body and mind. Spiritual health can be just as important as physical and mental health, and this has nothing to do with religion. Maintaining inner peace is a huge component of our overall health. Meditating or praying can lower our heart rate. Additionally, people who practice meditation can actually learn to slow down their brain's brainwaves. This can be beneficial because as we head toward deep sleep, our brain waves slow down, so this is a way to kind of jumpstart that process. And with meditation or prayer, you can really create a complete relaxing environment around you. You can dim the lights, play soft music, light scented candles, or add any other element to your environment that you find relaxing. Our next activity is to watch TV. Now, I bet you didn't expect this one. I've said many times before how using electronics before bed is a bad idea and can prevent us from falling asleep. But we can watch TV before bed responsibly. First, make sure to stop watching TV 1 hour before bed. This will allow your circadian rhythm to stay set and allow you to fall asleep. The biggest problem with electronics is they emit light. These lights can interfere with or alter our circadian rhythm, which then prevents us from falling asleep quickly or staying asleep. And in severe cases, these lights can actually alter our sleep cycles and shift it entirely. Just as important, we want to watch something that is familiar and lighthearted. Before bed is not the time to watch a new binge-worthy TV show. Additionally, we don't want to watch anything that is too dark or depressing or scary before bed. Anything that elicits strong emotions or keeps us too engaged is the wrong way to watch TV before bed. Instead, watch a movie or show that you've already seen many times. The benefit of a program you're already familiar with means you don't have to pay too much attention and stay too engaged. I'd recommend re-watching one of your favorite shows, or even watch one of your favorite shows from your childhood. This should give you a boost of nostalgia, and that in turn will help you feel relaxed and get ready for bed. Our next relaxing activity is to do a puzzle. And yes, I'm talking about an old-fashioned jigsaw puzzle. This is a great activity because it requires minimal brain power, and it's like you're back in kindergarten where all you have to do is match shapes. It doesn't matter how easy or difficult the puzzle is. It can be 250 pieces or 2,000 pieces. And even better, puzzles can be completed over several nights, which means there's no cleanup. Another benefit of puzzles is you can choose an image you enjoy seeing. Pick an image of a landscape you want to visit one day, or a famous painting, or an animation still from one of your favorite Disney movies. Choosing an image you like increases the enjoyment. Finally, when you inevitably come to that one piece that just won't fit anywhere in the puzzle, don't stress. This always happens when completing a puzzle, and it's best to just remember that this is a relaxing activity, so don't get worked up about anything. The next relaxing activity is to do some journaling. So get a piece of paper and a pencil and start writing. Now, I say journaling, but that doesn't mean you have to keep a diary. You can write about anything you want. And the great thing about journaling is it can allow you to release some frustrations from the day, or it can allow you to be creative. If you've never done this before, try free writing. All you need to do is write down anything that comes to your mind. Now, this might require a little bit of practice, but handwriting is actually more relaxing than you might think. And if you want to be very fancy about it, invest in a cheap fountain pen and learn to write with one. I personally love using a fountain pen, and it's a much more pleasurable writing experience. Even better, you could take this time to practice writing in cursive. Now, even though you are learning and practicing a new skill, it's still quite relaxing and a great option before bed. And our final relaxing activity is to try painting or some other form of visual art. Now, this is the only activity that might require a lot of cleanup, so just plan ahead for this one. Painting and other forms of visual art are often used as a therapeutic. In fact, painting is often used as a therapy for both physical and mental therapies. And if you're not an artist, don't worry. Your skill level doesn't matter. All that matters is your ability to freely create. Specifically with painting, the mixing of colors is actually pleasing to the eye. So you could do a painting of just mixing colors and trying to create a tie-dye effect. Or you could go back to preschool and decide to finger paint. If you're using acrylic or oil paint, it might feel very satisfying to you to feel the paint in your hand. And if you don't want to paint, you can try origami or pencil sketching or even sculpting with clay. All of these are certainly relaxing choices. Alright, those are the top 7 relaxing activities to do before bed. As we develop our nighttime routine, it's a good idea to have choices as far as a relaxing activity that we can do. Remember that when we get ready for bed, we want to wind down both physically and mentally, and all of these activities can help us do that. Let me know in the comments below, what relaxing activity do you do before bed, and are you going to try any of the relaxing activities we discussed today? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Pinterest, check out my website, and join my email list. All of those links are down below. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more sleep tips, then I suggest you check out this playlist right over here. And if you missed my last video where I discuss how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected our sleep, then check out this video down over here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.